Are these the best earbuds for the money? The answer may shock you. It's an exciting time for audio. The second generation of AirPods Pro are shipping to consumers now. I've been listening to them for a few days, and we recently took the first generation Pros for a spin, and you can catch that video here on this channel. Honestly, Apple didn't need to do much to spruce up their premium consumer earbud. It's a solid performer, if a bit on the pricey side, but leveraging the Apple ecosystem to be a primary recommendation for iPhone users. The second generation aren't anything radically different, but small improvements across almost all of the lifestyle features add up to a nicer overall product. Talking about earbuds is always tricky for me because I come from a recording and voice directing background. I get really specific in what I like to listen for in a new headphone. Apple is having to pull double duty with a product like this. It's a tech platform for communication, and it has to sound good playing your music. So starting off with that tech stuff, the case has been tweaked. Like the recent case refresh to the first generation Pros, this case also supports MagSafe and the Apple Watch charger, or you can charge with a lightning cable. I immediately have to get a little cranky there because I was kind of hoping this would be the first audio accessory to have a USB-C plug to charge. Well, hopefully we'll see a refreshed AirPods case in the future when that switch comes to the iPhone. The old trick of fast pairing when you open the case is still appreciated, even if many other Bluetooth earbuds have caught up on that trick. A running theme on this video, these earbuds are really new, and I think they really need a firmware update. It took 3 case opens before it saw my old iPhone to connect, and I've never had that happen before. We'll talk about that a little bit more later in the video. The new case has this cute little lanyard port, lanyards sold separately, a speaker for alerts and low battery warnings, and a new high precision tracking chip that helps you locate your misplaced buds with Find My. And they've also expanded their options for personalizing the case, so you can kind of see why we've got this little text on the front of the case. The buds themselves get a new chip, the H2, which enables better noise reduction and really impressive head tracking. There's the custom 11-ish millimeter driver that gets the tunes pumping into your skull, new microphones to improve your voice calls, and I really like the swipe gestures on the buds for volume control. It was a really smart feature to steal from the Google Pixel Buds. Just running down the list, these are all nice improvements, though I doubt anyone would be able to sort of tell the difference between the first and second generation just seeing them out on the street. They're AirPods, they look like AirPods, and for the most part, they sound like AirPods. Let's start with the good stuff. These have top tier noise reduction. This is some of, if maybe not the best, noise reduction you can get in this class of product around this price. Apple's claims of additional reduction performance hold water, and that's an area where I'm usually skeptical of Apple marketing claims. 2 times better performance on unlabeled bar graph. I don't think it's cutting twice as much noise, but it's cutting noise in a really natural way without creating weird air or hiss or other artifacts. And there's almost no alteration to the audio that I can hear toggling the ANC on and off. On cheap headphones with ANC, it can sometimes sound like someone took an ice cream scoop to the mids of your audio. Not here. Likewise, the transparency mode is one of the best I've heard, and the earbuds do a beautiful job of transitioning. They kind of fade into each effect. It's really pleasant. But the actual playback quality is where I'm a little spiky on other people wowing over these earbuds. When you first connect and fire them up, Apple is eager to show off cool head tracking and spatial audio, and I think that just sounds different. Different doesn't always mean better. I think a lot of people are gushing over the new techie features, like this personalized spatial audio, which admittedly is impressive, but music isn't necessarily reproduced better. Minimizing the effect of that spatial manipulation, I would say the second gen are just a touch darker, maybe a little bassier than the first generation AirPods, and maybe with a bit more clarity in the mids, but I honestly think I would have a hard time really picking out those differences in a blind taste test. When we use tech like spatial audio, the earbuds have to tweak EQ, panning, and reverb settings on the fly to simulate the effect of your head moving through surround sound audio. Sometimes the illusion is amazing, and sometimes it kills a song that was designed for stereo playback. I run a really consistent playlist of test tracks, songs that I've listened to for years, and I rarely like what the AirPods change in the tone of a song to produce that illusion. A couple examples. Tool's 46 and 2 has these carefully panned spatial effects, and there's a very specific position of Maynard's vocals in the mix, but on the AirPods stock processing, his voice can kind of get lost in the guitars, and the panned effects are squished more into the front of your face. And then the guitars get really brittle when the melody really kicks in. Ditto a completely different kind of song. Dolly Parton, her version of I Will Always Love You has this lovely reverb, which puts her farther away than the instruments. Like you're hearing her read a letter and she's already gone. That careful recording and mixing is crushed on the AirPods. For an artist with a specific vision, their mix can just get wrecked by some of this spatial manipulation. The hardware is good. They can be driven really well, but I think Apple is working way too hard at trying to impress through novelty, those kinds of effects. When instead, I'd much rather prefer all this cool new tech go towards supporting higher quality playback or lossless audio codecs. I think AirPods could still benefit from faster gaming and low latency modes. I think Apple's menus are still a bit more complicated than they need to be for Apple's "It just works" tagline, where some of the head tracking settings are in your accessibility features and some of the earbud controls are in the earbuds menu under Bluetooth, and then you still might have to make adjustments in the specific music app of your preference. And when I say these need a firmware update, I had numerous stutters and dropouts on my first couple listens. That's not to trash the AirPods. I believe all tech products launch with issues now, and I think Apple will probably do a good job of patching and supporting. But I'd also point to several other pairs of headphones that I currently rock that have improved tremendously with a few software patches, and where other techies like to pan products when they have a few early gremlins. If you want some recommendations or you're curious, you can head to the comments and we can have some conversations about AirPod alternatives. Okay, I've been rambling for a bit. We gotta wrap this up. Are the AirPods Pro 2nd generation the best earbuds you can buy? If you're on an iPhone, Apple has a special vertical of hardware and software, which makes it extremely difficult for another company to step in and compete. If you're not using an iPhone, you probably shouldn't buy these when the support is built around owning an iPhone. And numerous other brands are doing a better job of supporting higher quality audio codecs and longer battery life on a single charge. Right now, in this early state, the AirPods Pro 2nd Gen are good. They're very good earbuds with the potential to be excellent earbuds after just a little more software polish and hopefully some easier controls for tuning and playback. To get that experience, you're paying at the high end of the consumer Bluetooth earbud market, but Apple has worked really hard to make this the best fit for an iPhone. No other manufacturer really gets the same kind of access to Apple technology to work with the iPhone as well. I really like what I hear for the cool tech stuff. I kinda wish the earbuds would get out of my way a little for my music. And this is where we wanna hear from you. Have you been rocking some AirPods Pro? Did you jump on the 2nd Gen? Or are you waiting to see how they might be updated? Drop us the tasty hot takes down below. As always, thanks so much for watching, for sharing these videos, and subscribing to the channel. For Slickdeals, I'm Juan Carlos Bagnell, aka Some Gadget Guy, and I will catch you all on the next review.